Hello everyone, thank you for joining in. Today we have with us Mr. Rasool Ahmad. Hi Mr. Ahmad.
Rima.
Please tell us about yourself.
But, well, introducing myself first, basically, I'm a professional. I've been in the media and in the retail circuit for quite some number of years, both India and abroad. And now it's come to a stage where basically I'm semi retired or literally retired. I'm staying at home. I have a daughter, Mumina Ahmed, who's right now in the 10th, just completing.
Great.
And I have a son, Naeem Ahmed, who's also in the ninth, just come into the 10th.
Okay.
Both are in HPS, Hyderabad Public School, Ramantapur, the same school that I passed out in 1977.
Oh, beautiful.
So the reason why I choose my school was that I wanted them to experience the same pleasures that I had growing up in a school. And it went off well.
Great. So, what changes did you see from then and now?
The standards of education or the discipline that was meted out in 1977 to me by those erstwhile principles is different now at the present stage, number one. Number two, but also it is regarding the mobility, the awareness, the internet, the consumerism, the parentism that has come up now. But the teachers are also on the back foot. Right. So spare the rod, spoil the child. I don't know whether it actually fits in, does not fit in. But we were a different set of people, and now the people are different.
Right.
I think they are tuning into that effect. But I think somewhere down the line, the quality of, let's say, discipline has gone down, yes. But the quality of education, I think, more or less is there, the same. So what I basically feel is that we have lost a little bit on the discipline, yes, because the strictness that was there earlier, right, which we were all adapted to, was not there now.
Right.
Secondly, is that because of the awareness that has developed across board among the parents as well as students and the teachers, everyone is wary of each other. I find that stupid actually, but everyone is wary. I mean, a teacher doesn't want to say anything to a child. The child doesn't want to say anything to a teacher. The communication links are totally different. So I find it different. Now, Mumina Ahmed basically was in a different school before she joined HPS, which was very much more like a Montessori. But the learning method, there was no teachings as such. There was learning, and that I found to be actually stupendous for her. So she really sort of bloomed there.
While growing up, what were Momina's plans?
Her ambition basically was initially was to do become a vet. She loved animals. Then after that, slowly, she entire scenario started changing. Mm-hmm. How did I interact as a parent? I think every parent feels they're doing the best job. I don't know, it's a gray area. Everyone, I think, when you look back behind in perspective, you'll find, yeah, you should have done this or you should have done that. Right. But every parent believes they're doing the best. I think, Rima, I think all of us will agree there that we, with our research and we are learning, we think, yeah, hum log usse zyada aur kya kar sakte hain, it's the best hai. But somewhere down the line, I think we all have to have started learning to interact. My father never interacted with me, but I have learned to interact with my children. So initially, I used to give them a lot of spiel on how basically what sort of careers are there, what sort of lines of options are available. Even if you, I mean, to that extent, in saying that, listen, even if you flunk, there's no issues. There are a lot of options still open. So their confidence has to come from within, and knowledge gaining has to be there, not just reading. Reading is not going to get you anywhere in life. It is how much knowledge you can accumulate in your head as to what is life all about, what is the universe all about, what are the things, how do they work, how do they not work, why are certain things placed in a certain way and not in another way, why does tradition of India follow certain things with some scientific reason. Yeah. So I sort of grained all this. So talking also of that metamorphosis that was basically happening from a vet to an interior designer. And now when I gave her the option that if maths is not an option and CEC or any other thing is an option, and then you still have a management career ahead if you're a banking career ahead. Now she's again started to bloom. And she's thinking that's the right thing for her now.
Great.
Okay. So this is how we are landing up at Kompass's doorsteps.
Right.
And I think she has learned that way, that this is now the only way I can go about it. And the best part is not that also. I think it's also the grades started slipping. Okay. Now you can say it's the onset of puberty. You can say it's the onset of a lot of hormonal changes within themselves. I think we'll all have to reckon with this, I think, all of us as parents.
Which subjects is Momina interested in?
Economics and civics and commerce she likes. Right. So now she's started to make it B-way into that.
Okay.
So my discussion that lands us up in Kompass's doorstep.
Okay. Okay. So that's Kompass Junior College where she has finally.
Yeah. And why Kompass is, I could have continued in HPS Ramantapur.
That was my.
But the problem is they are very strong in maths, physics, chemistry stream where they make engineers.
Okay.
Or doctors. So my search for a college in +2 pattern which could suit my child started from there.
Okay.
And I did see a lot of schools of the 10+2 and also junior colleges,
right.
Kompass being one of them.
Right.
But then after all, when I zeroed in on the reviews, and I read the reviews of the Kompass, I was slightly impressed. Please mark my words. So I said, I have to pay a visit to them. I said, this is something I have to gain my knowledge directly.
And these were all Google reviews you're talking about?
Yeah, these are all normal Google. Anyone would do that. I think search for the colleges next to you offering MEC and all.
Today, before the
first thing that basically, Kompass, what it attracted to me was, I think the tagline which says is a top college for MEC, number one. I think that's number one. The number two is the reviews. When I landed up at Kompass to meet the management, I was not at all impressed with the ambience. I mean, I had to walk through a building which was basically halfway there, halfway not there. It was shops. Honestly. The parking was in a disarray. Anyway, finally I made it up to that second floor. The minute I entered, a little bit of positivity came in because the ambience inside the area was slightly conducive to a learning environment. And I think my change came in after, of course, saying hello to Rita there, and then meeting Sharath and Shuman. I think I changed. I changed totally for the positive. Interacting with them told me that these people are the people who basically are here to teach knowledge to a child, to handhold them over the uphills and the downhills. I think that's what impressed me the most. I mean, I had an immediate change, but I said, no, since I don't want to make a mistake in this career choice because I'm not very known, doesn't have so much of a reputation. I didn't know too much about that. Right. So I decided to send my teacher sister, who herself is an MS architect from the States, and she's now settled in Hyderabad. Good. And she herself is the principal for Church of South India College of Architecture.
Oh, okay.
In Hyderabad, yeah. So I trust my sister's judgment a little bit better than mine. So I asked her to go take my child and my wife and go there. And my sister being the typical principal, I think she interviewed Shuman more than Shuman asked him.
What was her feedback?
The feedback to me was the same thing. He said, if you want your child to learn, forget about where she will be in terms of marks. But if you want her to learn, I think, yeah, it's a good choice.
Now, when you have already admitted Momina, what do you think?
Yes, so I am now more and more convinced that Shuman is the right guide and mentor who will take my child through these 2 years and make her into something that is achievable, fightable in the world.
Any specifics you would like to point out?
Oh yeah, plenty. Number one, the way they have basically gone about in structuring Kompass itself in terms of the ideas and vision. Okay, the number of students per class, 30. Definitely, there is a lot of personal attention that a professor or lecturer or a teacher can give, number one. Number two, the style and the background of the teachers that you all have. I don't know if you have gone through any of the other junior colleges and looked at the faculty that they have. I don't think I have found anyone beyond a postgraduate in MCOM being the topmost. Whereas the faculty that Shuman and Sharath represent talks of the cream of cream, a la cream of India. And I mean, I can't ask for a better teacher than an IIT grad or a Tata Institute of Social Sciences grad. No, I can't ask something better. And I found that in Shuman. Now, the thing is this vision of trying to say that he is inculcating leaders and he has visions and he has parallels and he has options for each and every child. And that's what is required. I don't think every child is born an Einstein or a Newton. No. So every child has plus and minus, and there has to be a vision for each child. I think he has that.
Right.
And that's what convinced me really.
Kompass primarily dedicates upon soft skill development and communication skills. What do you have to say about that?
Soft skills is the killer when it comes to actually making a dent in the world. I think the soft skills development is what is the key behind making a successful individual. Right. It's not the book knowledge. And though HPS does impart a little bit and develops a little bit, but I think the age of internet has spoiled it, to be very frank, where communicating is only our fingertips and nothing beyond that. Today's child thinks that communication is only a mobile phone, where chatting and texting are the only things that is to be done. Yeah. Another thing, I think what the course curriculum that Showman had basically highlighted, saying that they are going to teach them a lot on public writing skills, public speaking, English, competitive, what they call quantitative aptitude methods in solving, cracking exams, a little bit of maybe general knowledge and things like that. I think all this basically enhances their soft skills.
True.
My child also has its own share of issues wherein she's very good in talking one to one, but put it in a crowd of 5 people, she goes clams up. Now, this is something that I've tried, but I don't think I've succeeded much in trying to make her be vocal in terms of groups. So, whenever there's a group, I'll ask her a direct question and I try to get an answer from her, trying to get her to boost her confidence level. I've asked her to do the mirror exercise to boost her confidence level. No, it doesn't work too much. So we are working at it. It's something as a continuous thing. Another thing is general knowledge. This is what I've been stressing right through, and slowly, I'm making a dent in their behavior because now they are looking at things. They're asking me questions not related to their books, where I'm showing them knowledge from my own side in terms of, why does a certain train go the other way and this way? Why are certain people like this and like that? What are these cultures from India or abroad? Why do people eat the food there and there? Like those small things. I'm getting the interest factor alive. And since I'm widely traveled, so I used to share all the cuisines that I've tasted in the past, including from South Africa or even from the Far East. And she was quite interested in all those cuisines.
Apart from academics, what other personality developments are you looking for in Momina over the course of these 2 years in her +2 at Kompass Junior College?
Apart from regular, I think she's going to become more of a confident individual after doing these 2 years. I think she's also going to be geared up totally to be able to write the competitive exams. And the way I see the vision that Showman has painted for me, I think, yes, she should get a good seat in a good college of BBA or what I'm looking forward to.
Great.
And plus, of course, it is more to do with the confidence of the individual that I want. After 2 years of daughter should be more confident and more knowledgeable, open environment. I'm not interested in the marks. I'm more interested in her knowledge level. And sprout and let them learn. Let them learn. Learning is such a big thing. Even today, if I sit now, I'm learning a lot.
Were there any conventions or social acclimations that came in your way, if there were any?
Yeah, definitely there have been. I mean, who will say no? Whenever I talk to my friends or some of my family members and even my neighbors, they push their daughters into engineering. And the way they comment, they say, नहीं engineering कर लो, at least कुछ तो कुछ हासिल होगा उन लोगों को. Push करो उनको, पैसे दे दो, college में लगा दो.
So, what is it that you have found missing in these students who come from these conventional academies?
These people, students from these sort of academies, it seems they have no knowledge. A simple rhetorical question on aesthetics or on industrial engineering, they are not able to answer because they can't visualize. They can't think out of the box.
But why? Why can't they think out of the box?
Ratta maro textbook or kuch nahi hai Rima. No knowledge, and that's why the number of suicides in IITs are going up. Why? Or in good engineering colleges. Because the overload on the stress factor on the child is so much that they're not able to think out of the box and cater to what is the requirement of the institution. Understanding the topic, I don't know, if someone is giving you a lecture on physics and you're learning thermodynamics or you're learning friction, you have to understand that entire concept and get into your head. And that's the teacher and the student. Just by saying, if there's an equation of friction and this is the formula, you have to solve it like this, is not going to help. And that's why I believe in that Three Idiots, Amir Khan का वो समझ लो पहले क्या है और अब एक बार समझ ले तो जिंदगी भर आपको भूलने की जरूरत नहीं.
Apart from being such a conscious parent and a responsible human being, what are your other interests that you are pursuing currently?
Right now, my interest is in reading the book of Guru Gobind Singh. I want to read the Khalsa book. I want to read it. I've got an interest there now. And I would like to say that last sentence, the eagle always flies alone and high.